All right, so let's look at how we find output and input values with a graph. So for an output value, remember you're going to be given the x value and you're going to find the y value. So you get the independent and you're going to use that to find the dependent. So what we do is we find the value of x that we were given, and then we go up or down to where our function is at, and we get the y value associated with that point. The input value is going to be the exact opposite. So remember, the input value, you're given the value of the dependent variable. So we're given y. So maybe we get y equals 12. And we're going to find all the x values that are going to give us a y value of 12. Okay, so let's give this a try. So f of 10. So f of 10 is asking us to find an output value. So I'm going to come across the bottom here to where we get x is equal to 10. I'm going to go find my function. So that's right here. And I need the y value that goes with that point. So each of these boxes here are worth 2. So we know that this number is somewhere between 10 and 12, closer to 12. And so you can do your best to approximate it. It turns out that I know what the function is, so I know what the exact value is. It's 11.5. But if you said 11.3, if you said 11.7, I would take kind of anything in that range. So as long as you're in the ballpark, you're fine. All right, letter B says if f of x is equal to 10, what is x? So this is an example of one asking for an input value. So remember, f of x is equal to y. So this is really if y is equal to 10, what was the x value? So here's where y is equal to 10. It's along this line. And it turns out we have 2 spots on our function where y is equal to 10. So we're going to have 2 x values here. So this first one here is somewhere between 6 and 8. And I got about 7.2. If you were anywhere between, I'd say 7 and 7.5, that's probably fine. And then for this other one, it's going to be somewhere between 18 and 20, but closer to the 18. So I have 18.7 as the value there. Okay, so again, if you were somewhere between like 18.5 and 19, that's totally fine. All right, so that was an output and this was an input one. So here's another output. So this is asking for f of a. And there's a spot here that is marked a, so right here. So it doesn't really matter what that value is because it's marked on the graph, so we just go find it. We'll go find our function. So it looks like our y value here is 6. So f of a is equal to 6. All right, and then we have one last one. We have d. So I have f of 10 minus f of 6. And we already found f of 10 here, so we're going to write that down. Duplicate our work. I have 11.5 minus f of 6. So I do need to find f of 6. So this is 2, 4, here's 6. I'm looking at this point right here. And I'm looking for that y value. So that's going to be about 8.7. If I subtract those, I'm going to get roughly about 2.8 as an answer. So like I said, there is some wiggle room because these don't fall exactly on a whole number, and I take that with a grain of salt when I grade that. All right, so hopefully that gives you a good idea of how to do input and output values with the graph, and we're going to come back in another video and do another example of that.